Hello everyone. Welcome back to the homeless vlogs of Ariel. I don't even know what to call this. I wanted to update you guys. Sorry, the lighting is so weird. I don't want to turn on the lights on my car because I don't want any of my coworkers or something like that to see me sitting in my car. I didn't want to make it obvious that I was sitting in my car vlogging and also being homeless in a van. It's the night of March 14th. I just thought I would update you guys on kind of what's going on and how I've adjusted to sleeping in the van, because this has been the first week and the first weekend, like the full weekend that I've slept in the van. It's been weird. It's definitely been an adjustment from sleeping on the break room couch. It's been a good adjustment. I'm glad that I have a place to sleep that's more permanent. I'm glad that I have a place to store my stuff. That was the biggest annoyance of not having a steady place to stay, was just having to lug my stuff everywhere. I was trying to consolidate, but it was hard because you never know really what you need or what you want to have with you. And the weather here has been really weird, to the point where it's gotten really cold and then really hot, and then it gets, I don't know, it's just really confusing. So it's hard to carry what you need because you don't want to be carrying around a heavy jacket or a sweater all the time. But then if you're not, then sometimes you're too cold, and then sometimes, if you're sleeping on someone's couch, maybe they don't provide you enough blankets, and then you're cold at night, and it's just random stuff. And not that I wasn't thankful for all of those experiences and those people who hosted me, but it was getting to the point when I got this van right before my parents offered to offer it to me to use, which I don't own this van. I am not keeping it permanently. They're just loaning it to me to use until I can save up to maybe get a room somewhere or something. I don't know what I'm going to be doing right now. Sorry, I've been thinking about what I want to go over in this video all day, so just forgive me for fumbling around with my words. Today has just been a weird day mentally. I have really struggled over the past couple days, I guess over the past week, with wanting to cut. I'm going to be super, super honest and super blunt here. I don't know if you guys have watched my other videos or if you're familiar with my story. I used to be a cutter way back 9 years ago. But this just goes to show you, when you have addictions, they will rear their ugly head when you have situations where you used them to cope. And so I've felt down and just, I don't know, I wouldn't say suicidal or maybe even depressed, but I've been just down and just feeling overwhelmed with things. And I don't know, there's a lot of things that I want to happen. I want to get a place to live and I want to do that, but then I'm also really scared about it because my last roommate situation, which was my first roommate situation ever, I had never lived with someone outside of my parents' house other than my ex-husband, and that really freaked me out that it didn't work out well. It didn't end well. And I'm worried that it's gonna happen again, to be honest. I'm worried that if I get a place with other roommates and I'm living in a room somewhere, that it's just gonna be a situation where I get kicked out again, and it's this whole thing. So there's that anxiety about it and that worry. Sorry if the rain is getting really loud. It's beautiful, I love it, but it might get a little loud, and so I'm sorry if you're having trouble hearing me because of it. But yeah, it's been good, but it's just been overwhelming. It's a lot. I was talking to my sister over last weekend when I got the van. I had stayed at her house to watch her dogs, and I think I mentioned this in my last video update, where I just felt really, really overwhelmed by everything and really down, and I finally felt like I could break down. Finally felt like I could cry about everything and be sad about everything and really process what had happened and deal with it, because up until that point I felt like I was just go 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 go. It was okay, I'm going to work, and then while I'm working, I have to be figuring out where I'm going to be sleeping that night. And then while I'm sleeping there, then I have to be thinking about work the next day, but then also where I'm going to sleep the next night, because maybe they'll get tired of me sleeping at their house that night and they won't want me to stay another night. And then, like, if that doesn't work out, then what am I going to do? And it was always just like thinking about the next step and like what I was going to do and how I was going to do it and how it was going to present itself. And there was some nights that I was at work and people would be like, "Oh, so where are you going to stay tonight?" Cuz like people at work know that I'm homeless. I've told a couple people. Obviously not everybody knows. Like I didn't get up in a meeting and it was like, "Hey everybody, I'm homeless." A couple people know, and I've told them and I've been open about it. The people who did know but weren't able to host me, which I totally understand when people aren't able to do that. Like, that's totally fine. But I appreciate them, like, checking in and making sure I'm okay. They would be like, "Hey, where are you staying tonight?" And I would be like, "I don't know." And I would just end up staying at work. And I never, even with all of the coronavirus stuff going on, which is so weird and so trippy that all of this is happening. And I'm sure you guys have heard about it. I'm sure you have, because it's really, really widespread, and it feels like everybody in the world is dealing with this. It's so weird. With everything going on, I've realized that it's so hard because they're telling everybody to stay home, and I have no home. Like, this is my home. So I don't have a bathroom. So like I use public bathrooms. Like when I get up in the morning, I go to a nearby public bathroom. And then not to get too TMI, but like I go to the bathroom and then I go about my business during the day and like do stuff and use bathrooms out there. And then before I go to bed at night, I use the bathroom and then I go to bed. And like I have no choice except to use public facilities that are available to me. So I've thought about that, and like people who are like, "Stay home, you're putting the elderly at risk," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, like I have no choice. Like I have to be out and about and going places because I have nowhere to do my business, you know?" So that's really weird, but it's a weird fact that I don't have any choice in that matter, and heaven forbid I get sick. Like, if I do get this virus and it's as contagious as they say, then I have no choice but to put people at risk. Because otherwise, I mean, I'm sure I could probably like find some random place somewhere where I could pee outdoors or something. I feel kind of guilty about that, actually. Like, I feel like I'm putting other people at risk just with the possibility that I could get sick and be spreading it to people. Like, I feel bad about that. But also, with all of that, being homeless is really lonely. It's really, really lonely. And it's not that I didn't feel lonely before. I did, but this is like a different kind of loneliness. Before, I was always in a public place, you know, my work that's running 24/7, so there's people in and out for different shifts. And I was alone, but there was always someone who would like come up and talk to me or something like that. And I like to think that I'm an introvert, but I'm not. I'm an extrovert. I like interacting with people. I like being social. There was always people around me, whether I was interacting with them or not. And part of me wanted the privacy. Like, I wanted privacy to just sleep or, you know, watch a movie or something like that without feeling like there was people watching me over my shoulder and just staring and stuff like that. And then now I have this van that I can sleep in and watch movies in and, you know, do whatever, like journal or whatever I decide to do. But I'm lonely. I'm so lonely. It's been an adjustment in that regard of just not having as much human interaction. And then on top of the loneliness, you have the coronavirus where they're like, don't interact with people, have social distancing. And you're like, I'm lonely. Like, you're like, what do I do? It's an extrovert's nightmare. It's something that I'm sure, you know, I'll get through. Like, it's not going to be a big deal. It's just really weird. It's It's really, really weird. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I'll mention it now. I am in a relationship right now, and the reason why I'm not staying with him is that he has a living situation that doesn't allow me to be there. I don't want to share too much because it's his life. It's his. I don't want to share information that's not mine. So I'm going to be really vague about his living situation, but it's not like he's married or anything, but it's just that his living situation and the people he lives with right now, it doesn't allow him to really have the ability for me to stay there, just because the people who live there haven't met me yet. We just haven't gotten to that stage yet. We're very newly together, and we don't want to push, it just is not necessary to put that pressure on it. But it's been a great support system. Like, I care about him so much, and he's been so great in, like, helping me when he can, and being there if I have to move things, or being there as emotional support, or moral support, or just, like, mental support. And I've been using things like blawtherapy.com to talk to people, not, like, paying for it, but just, like, talking to strangers and just, I don't know, like, venting about stuff and trying to just use all the tools that I know that I've gathered over the years to not cut, to not fall into the depression hole, to not get overwhelmed with all of the homeless stuff. And I just, it's weird. Life is weird. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. I just wanted to, like, update you guys with what's going on and kind of share what was hopping around in my brain. I need to start working on getting the videos that I've taken already up and put together. I'll probably go to, like, Starbucks or something tomorrow and get that all spliced together. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. And look after yourselves. Check in with yourselves. Make sure that you're not slipping and not realizing it, because it's always good to make sure that you're in a good place. It's super easy to be, like, asking other people if they're okay and checking in on other people and focusing on other people. And sometimes it's hard to focus that, put that light on yourself and say, wait, how am I feeling? How am I doing? Am I doing okay? Because there won't always be someone to ask you that. So you have to be that person for yourself. And it's really important to make sure that you're doing okay. So you take care. I've been thinking about You've Got Mail a lot recently. I want to watch that movie bad. Like, I really want to watch it really bad. I have it in my storage unit. I'll probably go grab it. But it's been on my mind a lot lately, so... Anyways, catch you later. Catch you on the flip side. Until my next intro, or entry, unless this is the last one for this one. I don't know. But we'll see. Okay. Talk to you later.